Hello. With our current political situation, I felt it necessary to assess the leadership style and ability of our current president. Regardless of your political beliefs, it is important to know that our president can unite us and push us through the problems that we face and must solve together. The positives of his current leadership style is that he inspires people, he inspires his supporters. These people feel that they are left behind by the government. He has inspired them to believe that there is a solution to the problems that they see. Commitment, he has committed a lot of time and energy to the position that he holds currently. Confidence, he is very confident that he can accomplish the goals that he has put in front of himself and his administration. There are many people who doubt this. They doubt his ability to accomplish these goals, but he never, ever doubts himself. The problem with President Trump's leadership style, Mark Summerfield stated in his February 2014 article that leadership can be defined as, quote, to make things better, end quote. Critics argue that President Trump is not making things better and that he's actually making things worse. His critics also question his interest in running for office, whether they are genuine or they're not. Critics are also questioning his decision-making ability when under pressure. This creates a very negative public image, which is the biggest problem that he faces currently. Improvements. He needs to lead by example more often. Now, an example of this is when Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer suggested that they have bipartisan discussions to solve the issues with the American healthcare system. Now, Elena Abramson, reporter for Time magazine, reported in her June 2017 article, quoted President Trump as saying, quote, I don't think he's serious. He hasn't been serious. End quote. This goes against the very definition of leading by example. As president, he needs to be encouraging these types of talks. It is the only way to accomplish the goals that he has set for himself. Intuition. Randall Tobias states in his 2003 article from Executive Excellence that intuition is, quote, the collective wisdom of all our own mistakes and those we've seen other people make, as well as all the right things we've done and seen other people do, end quote. President Trump is currently not employing intuition enough into his leadership style. For example, his Twitter feud with the Morning Joe television show. He called hosts Micah Brzezinski and Joe Scarborough many insults on his Twitter feed. Now, based on all of the feuds that the president has been involved in, it's hard to imagine that he could not see the issues that would arise from doing this. He received criticism from every angle for the insults that he threw at these two people. This creates more of a negative public image that people should not like him. Honesty. Critics do not believe him when he speaks. This is based on how he handles the media. For example, in his first news conference as president, he yelled at a CNN reporter, labeled CNN fake news, and labeled other networks fake news, and he refused to take questions from those networks. Now, obviously, as the president, he needs to have a working relationship with the media. Not blocking certain news networks based on what he considers fake news does not create a good public image for him. He needs to show transparency, and the best way to do that is by being inviting to media asking him questions. Also, his constant use of the phrase fake news makes people doubt him and whether what he is saying is true or not. With these proposed changes, he can accentuate his other positives, his patriotism. As you can see in the image on the slide, President Trump boarding Marine One helped a Marine who lost his cap in a heavy wind that day. He went, retrieved the cap, and placed it back on the Marine's head. That is a very selfless act and a show of respect to our country and a show of respect to that Marine and the Marine Corps. That is a positive aspect of him that people don't see. If he were to employ the suggestions in this proposal, he would be able to accentuate this more. American government. In a personal interview with Jesse Topper, a PA state representative, I asked him how he pushes through tough government negotiations. He did not hesitate, and he said to me, quote, "My love of American government." Now, President Trump, I believe, has a love of American government. If he were to employ the suggestions that are in this proposal, it would accentuate his love of American government more.